is like 2 hours down the road. And Lafayette is a crazy town because there's all these ladies that want to bottle up your light and have your baby and stuff like that. It's probably the dreariest town in America.
Why are we here?
Go get your light bottled.
And so we decided that we have to get the hell out of Lafayette because it's starting to creep us out. And we met John the Revelator. I don't know what that was about, but he played the trombone. I didn't know. And then these kids that gave us a ride had locked their keys in their van, and all was our stuff in it?
No, our stuff.
We had our stuff. We were just being polite and sitting waiting for them. And eventually, they were looking for like a clothespin clothes hanger for a while, so that they could try to jimmy the door open. They asked a church. I don't know why they thought that would work, but eventually they resorted to talking to
two people prayed.
Yeah. We weren't all invested. That's a story for a different time. But so they ended up going and asking this police officer who was pulled over down the street if he could help us because they heard that cops have to have jimmies in their car so that they can open the car for you or something like that. And the cop said he had to finish arresting this guy, and he'd come by 30 minutes later and help us out. In the meantime, while we were waiting for that cop, another cop drives by, and he sees us sitting outside the car, and he says, "Oh, here we go." So he pulls over, and he asks us what we're doing, and we told him the story. So he goes, gets his Jimmy, he opens the door, gets the keys out, hands them to the kid, asks for all of our IDs, takes our IDs down, informs us that he was in the military. Meanwhile, I have to pee. I have to pee the whole time that he's sitting there with his flashing lights, breaking my eyelids, and he's taking my ID down and such, and he does that for about 30 minutes or something like that. He's just sitting in his car, swiping our IDs. This same ID right here, if you want to pass it around.
Show and tell.
Yeah. But so then he comes out of the car and he says, like, apparently none of us have any warrants. So he goes like, all right, you guys are free to go. Oh, by the way, are you a traveling band? And we said, yes, we are. And he says, okay, I'm going to get the K9 unit down here. We're going to do a drug test here. So we were sitting here with this guy, and I still have to pee, and I can't just run away, go pee in front of this cop, because we're waiting for the K9. Yeah. And then, I don't know, apparently he interpreted, because Andy here is a law student, and Andy knows what he's talking about. So Andy informed the guy that he had no right to bring the K9 unit down. There was no probable cause.
The most corrupt police force there is.
And,
I'm trying to
just share my knowledge.
Yeah, and so he interprets Andy. He thinks Andy's being a smartass, So he calls the rest of the police force down, and they put us in cuffs. So there's like 6 or 7 police cars or something. Like the entire Lafayette police force has nothing better to do but just sit there cuffing us and laughing at us, and I still have to pee. So they're all sitting around smoking cigarettes, talking about dogs and such. I still have to pee. And they tell us that apparently the K9 unit, the guy who's got the K9 is out on the highway and he doesn't know how to change his tire. So he's just like it's gonna be like an hour or something before he shows up. I still have to pee. I start begging the police to let me go pee or something like that. And eventually one of the guys seems to realize that I'm in grave danger of some sort of waterborne explosion. And so he asked the guy on the radio. He's like, "This kid's got pee." And we're first of all, we weren't under arrest. Andy asked them. They said, "No, you're being detained." But apparently, you're not supposed to be able to be detained in cuffs or something.
Yeah, we were being detained for an investigation of a possible.
Well, you can be in cuffs for being detained for the safety of the officer and everything.
Look at
that. Yeah, we had brass knuckles and everything. But apparently. So the guy said no, he can't pee until the K9 comes. So it's an hour after he tells me that I started thinking. I heard this story once about how the founder of modern chemistry died because apparently back in the day it was illegal to not illegal. It was considered very bad manners to go to the bathroom while you were hosting a party. So the founder of modern chemistry, what a loss. He died because he cared too much about he held it in and died. And I started getting dizzy at this thought. Meanwhile, the K9 unit shows up, and I figure knowing these cops and what I know about them so far, they're not gonna let me pee as soon as you're filming this, aren't you?
You'll never have to tell it again.
This is evidence.
They're not. She's gonna post it on YouTube under Baby Gabe wets his diaper or something.
Now that you've been
brought it up.
So I figured.
Good idea for a title. Thank you.
So I figured that they're not gonna let me pee until even once the K9 shows up and sniffs our bags, and it sniffs all of our bags, and there was nothing in there. So we I pee. you know, I pee my pants right there. And Andy starts singing like "Here Comes Rain" or something like that. And so, you know, I just I'm sitting there peeing my pants, and as soon as I'm done, the cops come over and they unlock all of our handcuffs and let us go. And that's that.
So you weren't lying the whole time.
How long have you been on the road?
Like that,
That was my first day on the road.
Welcome to the big time. First time on the road. He's looking at his friends going, why are we doing this?
Yeah, well, off to a good start.
Is it like this every day?
Yeah. Only got one pair of pants.
Luckily enough, he actually had 2 pairs of pants and they looked exactly the same.
Yeah, so Colin starts digging through my other pants for spots that are dry so he can cut them up and make patches. And if you look at his butt, he's got a patch from my piss pants. Right
Piss
there.
pants patch.
It's kind of like the journal for the whole.
It's a journal. Pants is a
Lots
journal.
of urine on these pants.
You couldn't just wash them?
And go.
No, I couldn't just wash them. We're on the road.
There are no
Yeah,
washing
there's
machines on the road.
Would you want to carry around a pair of piss pants for like over your house?
Put it in there right next to the brand.
Yeah.
So that's the philosophy
If
of
they
the
were
way a
wrapped
woman thinks
properly.
versus a guy. The guy's disposable. Woman, oh, we can save that and clean it later.